I was just chilling and having a good time, just thinking about the next video I was gonna make. But then I was searching on Google Trends to see what was popular, and at the moment while I was looking for the most popular subject to do a video essay on, I found an article online that was made in 2016, which was titled "Paul McCartney Compares Kanye West to Andy Warhol." And I looked at it and thought, fuck it, I can make a video about this.
I'm standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now who's going to be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more?
The video that you just saw was the famous interview that Kanye West did with Sway in the Morning back in 2013, in which we all know the most famous meme came out of, "You don't have the answer, Sway. You don't have the answer, Sway."
And don't need them and do it yourself.
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
In that interview, Kanye compares himself to one of the most influential pop artists of our time, Andy Warhol. And for the people who don't know who Andy Warhol is, I'll give you guys a brief summary right now, but I'll go more in depth in this video. Basically, Andy Warhol is a famous artist slash film director slash producer who led the pop artist movement in the mid-late 1950s. He is known for his famous work like Campbell Soup Cans, Marilyn Monroe, Orange Prince, and he's even known for eating a fucking burger. And now we have Kanye West. Kanye West is a known musical artist slash record producer slash fashion designer. He is known for his amazing albums that he has made, like The College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and etc. He is also known for producing some great albums like Daytona, Kids See Ghost, and etc. And as a fashion designer, he is known for his brands that's called Yeezys and helping other fashion icons like Virgil Abloh. Now, why did Kanye compare himself to Andy Warhol? They don't look nothing alike. One of them is also a musical artist and the other one is just an artist. What makes them the same? Well, the most obvious choice is that both of them were ahead of their time. You might be answering, how were they both ahead of their time? Warhol, for example, was a leader for the movement of art that was going around in the 1950s in New York, which will later be called pop art. The pop art movement presented a challenge to tradition of fine arts by including imagery from popular and mass culture, such as advertising, comic books, and mundane mass-produced objects. He would later inspire other artists like Jeff Koons, Takashi Murakami, Damien Hirst, and Stuyvesant. And if you are not a Kanye West fan, then you won't know that Kanye's favorite artist is Takashi Murakami, and that Takashi Murakami did the album covers for 2 of Kanye's albums. One was Graduation, released in 2007, and Kids See Ghost, released in 2018. Andy Warhol would create multiple art pieces during his time that will sell for a lot of money. One of the most expensive at the moment made by Andy Warhol will be Silver Crash Car, which will sell for $105 million in 2013. Silver Crash Car, or Double Disaster, also has a cinematic feel to it. The use of silver and black makes it look like a film strip. Perhaps Warhol wanted us to think of it in the sense that the media often sometimes portrays disasters as a form of entertainment, in which I totally agree with the current state of the world and how social media often portrays disasters as a form of entertainment. And now we have Kanye West as an artist who has always been on the spotlight of media for the good things, bad things, and even the memes. Kanye, for example, the same as Warhol, was ahead of his time as well for each album he's made. But the most notable one that most people can agree with was ahead of his time was 808s and Heartbreaks, who's after the creation of the album inspired multiple different musical artists. Even Genius made a video of how 808s and Heartbreaks inspired an entire generation. I'm not going to be talking about 808s and Heartbreaks. All I'm going to do is just explain you guys who it inspired. It inspired artists like Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD, Travis Scott, Drake, Kid Cudi, and etc. And let's not forget, 808s and Heartbreaks received a lot of harsh criticism from the media because it was a different sound for Kanye at the moment. But it will later be a fan favorite as the years progress. And like Warhol, Kanye was able to inspire a whole new wave of artists who will later on make it big. Another thing I could say on Andy Warhol and Kanye West are similar is that they both impacted the fashion world. For example, as soon as Warhol released one of his famous works, Campbell Soup Cans, people in the fashion industry started making dresses inspired by that work. Then later on in 1962, Warhol will become one of the first pop artists to make his own works into fashion items. He will only give out these fashion items to very few people, so they were very exclusive to the few. Later on, people began replicating his work, so he began to mass produce soup dresses, which were made out of paper, and one could get one if they donated $1 and 2 Campbell soups to the company. And as of now, these dresses sell for $7,500. And one can compare this to Kanye's work with Yeezys, because he's one of the first successful rappers who's made a clothing brand, not merch, but legit clothing brand called Yeezys. With Yeezys or Yeezys, Kanye was able to obtain huge deals with brands such as Nike and Adidas. And thanks to Kanye, you will see a lot of people wanting to do anything just to get the newest pairs of Yeezys. You can say whatever type of clothes Kanye drops or wears, it will absolutely sell out. The last thing I want to end this video with is on how Kanye and Andy Warhol are similar, is that they are both misunderstood. Kanye is misunderstood by the media, his fans, and family, and same can be said about Andy Warhol. But there's one thing that we could say for both of them, is that they will both die for their art. The end.